I'm Dr. Donovan.
And I'm Ella, a physiotherapist.
And in today's video, we're going to go over exercises you can do at home to help with lower back pain.
What we're going to do is the cat camel. So I'm going to run this through with James. So what I want you to do, James, is go into your hands and knees as if we're in the tabletop position. So hands and knees in the tabletop position. We're going to face the wall in front of us all the way to the ceiling. And this is the cow pose. And then we're going to follow the eye line all the way under as if you're looking towards your knees, bending the spine in an arch position, and this is the cat pose. And then we're just going to move through the reps a couple of times, eye line up towards the ceiling, and then again tucking the chin towards the knees into the cat position. Imagine you are pushing your bum and glutes towards the ceiling as well as the eye line, and then tucking the bum and the chin underneath you. Now pause the video and do this number of reps. So for child's pose, again, we're going to start in the tabletop position, but the knees are going to go at 10 to 2, so a little bit further apart. And from here, we're going to push the bum back onto the heels so that the bum touches the heels, and we're going to climb the arms forward using the fingers as comfortable and tuck the head onto the floor. Your bum should be touching your heels as best as possible, and you should feel the squeeze and the tension just below the shoulder blades all down the back. If you want to feel the stretch further, we can climb the fingers forwards, keeping the chin tucked to the chest, and just hold this position here.
And how long should I hold it for, Ella?
For around 10 to 30 seconds.
Okay.
And then you can feel the stretch. And if you feel like you want to adjust, you can go back into the tabletop position and then readjust before completing another rep. So putting the knees out towards 10 to 2, keeping the ankles in the same position, shooting the bum back to the heels, and then climbing forwards with the fingers, tucking the chin to the chest.
And can I ask, Ella, if I wasn't able to get my head all the way down, then is it okay just to sort of be in this position?
Yeah, so just go as far down as whatever feels comfortable.
Okay.
And each rep, it should feel more and more comfortable getting down into that position.
Yeah. And then can I also put my hands out to the side like this to get a stretch down the side body?
Yeah, so you can move from left to right.
Okay.
And then you can feel the stretch in the opposite side you are stretching towards. Again, just below the shoulder blades, across.
Now pause the video and complete this number of reps.
Next exercise we have here is called a glute bridge. And what I want you to do, James, is keep the ankles about hip width apart. Okay. And then we're going to lie down so that our heads are on the back of the floor. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to shoot our bum upwards so it's in line with the knees and the pelvis. So we're going to shoot the bum up into the ceiling, but only to the position where it's in line with the knees. We don't want to overarch the back or go underneath. You'll feel the tension just below the bum.
So sort of in here?
Yeah.
Okay, that's where I can feel it.
Yeah.
And should I be feeling it all in my lower back?
You shouldn't. If you're feeling it in your lower back, I want you to try and tuck that bum under. So effectively bringing the belly button into the spine. Okay. Try and tilt the pelvis under the body. If you're feeling it in your lower back, that's probably because there's a bit of an arch and you're lifting more with your legs rather than your bum. I want you to try and squeeze the bum, pretend there's a coin between each bum cheek, and you're trying to keep it there.
And how long should I keep this position?
Again, about 10 seconds, whatever feels comfortable, and then roll it down spine level by spine level until the bum hits the floor.
Okay, fantastic.
And then we're going to go up again, just so the bum is in line with the knees. Again, trying to squeeze the bum together, trying not to arch that spine, and then lower again. The key is to move it nice and slowly on the way down. And then one more time. Perfect. And then roll the spine down, each level by level. Perfect. Now pause the video and do this number of reps. So what we're going to do is go into the lying down position. So we're lying down onto our back, and basically one leg at a time, we're just going to grasp the knee just below the kneecap, and we're going to pull it as far as we can so that the knee is touching as close to the chest as possible. Try and point the toes just to make it feel a bit more comfortable. Hold this stretch here for around 10 to 30 seconds again, and you should feel it in the lower bit of the leg and then also below the glute of the leg that you're pushing in towards your chest. Once we've held it here for around 10 to 30 seconds, we're going to slowly release the leg and drop it down into the lying position. And again, we're going to swap sides and bring the opposite knee towards the chest, using the overpressure from the hands, and try and pull the knee towards the chest. Again, you should feel the stretch in the lower bit of the hamstring, so that's just behind your thigh, and then again in the glute of that side of the leg.
That's great, I can definitely feel it.
Yeah, it's a really nice stretch.
Okay.
And then release down, and then again swap sides. Bringing the knee all the way to the chest. Remember to breathe, James.
I know, I always forget to breathe.
I do.
So just to check as well, how many times should I do this on each leg?
So we're going to aim for around 5 to 10 reps.
Okay.
So 5 on each leg, or 6 on each leg, whatever feels comfortable for you. If you bring in a lot of pain to your body, then hold it. Try not to push through that pain. What we want is to feel that we're making a bit of an adaptation without making too much of pain to the area.
Okay, that's great. Now pause the video and complete this number of reps.
The next exercise is bird dog. So again, we're going to go into the tabletop position. And in this exercise, we're going to extend the opposite arm and the opposite leg at the same time.
Okay.
So we're just going to lift the arm and the opposite leg straight as we can, just so it's in line with the body. The key with this exercise is trying not to arch the back, so we're looking ahead. What we want to do is try and keep the eye line towards the floor, and we're going to tuck the belly button into the spine before we lower. Again, trying not to arch the back, we're going to extend the opposite arm and the opposite leg, so it's in line with the body. To try and embrace your core, what we're going to do is hold the breath in the topwards phase of the movement before exhaling on the way down.
And just to check, Ella, if I couldn't do this exercise, which would be a good variant? Would it be okay just to put my arm out, or
yeah, that's perfect.
Put my just my leg out?
Yeah, so the key with this is we're just trying to challenge stability.
Okay.
So that again is reducing your stability because there's less support on the floor. So if the bird dog is too hard, we can do this variation, or again, we can just do it so it's just leg only. So we'll go with leg only, so the left leg. So again, you can feel that that's challenging your stability.
Yeah, I can definitely feel that. And where should I feel it? Should it be in my core, like my tummy?
Yeah, so this is a stability exercise, so it's working on bracing your core without you actually subconsciously knowing.
Okay.
So it's really going to help with your lower back pain as it teaches the body to keep in a nice stable position and challenges stability. Now pause the video and do this number of reps. So the next exercise we've got is a T-trunk stretch, and it's going to be a rotational movement. So what we're going to do is lie back towards, so your head's facing towards the ceiling. We're going to pin the eye line to the ceiling at all times, put the arms out into a T position, and we're going to bend the legs so that the heels are on the floor. And from here, we're just going to effectively roll the knees out left to right, and then try and keep the eye line to the ceiling and try and contact the knee with the floor, and then hold the stretch here for around 5 to 10 seconds before rolling the knee back to the central position. And then we're going to roll to the left side, again knees touching the floor, and you should feel the stretch in the lower spine to mid spine. And we're just going to repeat these reps left to right. The key is to be nice and controlled. Don't rush the movement. It's a really nice stretch in the mid to lower spine. Can you feel it, James?
Yeah, I can definitely feel it. And Ella, if I was struggling to put my legs all the way over and down to the side, is it okay, for example, just to bring my legs sort of halfway?
Yeah, it's perfect. It's whatever feels most comfortable for you, but also whilst achieving that stretch. So if you can only achieve a half or quarter rep, that's perfectly fine. The key is, if we're going to keep doing these exercises every day, the goal is to push it further and further. It should be feeling easier and easier as we complete it.
Now pause the video and complete this number of reps.
So we're going to do the good morning stretch. It can be used as a stretch or strengthening exercise.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is just put our hands towards our temples, and we're going to shove the bum back towards the wall behind you. And it's not a bend of the knee, but it's a hinge of the hips. And we're going to keep the neck in line with the spine, hold it at the bottom position for around 5 seconds before extending into a standing position. Again, with this movement, what we want to work on is, rather than just bending and keeping the legs straight, we want to see a little bend in the knee, and we want to imagine there's a car door behind you and you are shutting that car door. It's more of a hinge of the hips, keeping the eye line following the spine, and you should feel it in the back of the legs.
Yeah, I can definitely feel it in my hamstrings. They're super tight.
Mine are super tight. And then again into the extending position, keeping the neck in line with the chest.
And Ella, why would this help with lower back pain?
So we're working on the hamstrings here. So we're working on strength.
So these muscles down there.
Just behind your thighs. So when we strengthen the hamstring, it's going to offset a lot of load through the lower spine. And we're also teaching our body that it can go into these different positions. It's teaching our body that these positions are safe and aren't causing pain. Now pause the video and do this number of reps. So the next exercise, we have Superman. So here we want to lie facing the mat. And from here, the goal is to extend our arms out in forwards in front of us, and also our legs off the floor. So you're going to look like a Superman, basically. So from here, we're going to lift the chest off the mat while extending our arms and legs again off the mat. So the only thing that's touching the mat is the belly, the chest, the lower chest, and the top of the legs. We're going to try and hold it here for, again, 10 to 30 seconds. It's very challenging.
It's really challenging, and I'm impressed that you're talking so well. And I'm struggling here, shaking. So if you're at home and you're trying to do this and you're struggling right now, don't worry, because this is so hard.
This is very hard. And then just lower whenever you feel comfortable. The key in this exercise, again, is to not bend the neck, so hyperextending the neck. We're going to try and keep the eye line to the mat at all times. And you should feel it in your bum and the lower back. We're going to strengthen all the muscles around the lower back region, and then just release it down to the floor.
And Ella, if I wanted to do a variation that was even slightly easier, have you got any for me that I could do?
Yes, so we can do it again, so just doing the arms and then just doing the legs. So we'll just do the arms to begin with. So lifting the chest up off the mat. So again, you should feel it in your lower back.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to speak in this.
It's so difficult. So trust me, this exercise is one of the hardest.
And then we'll just do it with just the legs. So lifting the legs, and again, try and lift the chest off the floor as we lift the legs. I can feel my legs shaking. And you should feel the glutes and the bum squeezing together before we release back down.
Now pause the video and complete this number of reps.